There's an old train station about 30 miles outside of Ash Hollow, Nebraska, a place long forgotten by most people. Hollowbrook Station. No active trains stop there anymore. The tracks are rusted, the signs are faded, and the station itself looks like something time forgot. But the locals say it isn't empty. They say it's cursed, that no matter how late you arrive, you're never really alone. This happened to a couple I know, Ethan and Lauren, just last winter. They had just gotten married and were headed to Ethan's hometown to visit his extended family for the holidays. It was tradition in his family for newlyweds to visit the old church in the village and tie a ribbon on the giant oak tree behind it, kind of like a blessing for a long, happy marriage. It was late, sometime around 10:15 p.m., when their train pulled into Hollowbrook Station. Ethan had told Lauren stories about the place, how his grandfather used to say you should never speak God's name on that platform, never take anything left behind, and definitely never wait alone. Lauren thought it was just small town superstition. Even Ethan didn't believe it. He just thought it was folklore. But what happened that night, neither of them has ever been able to explain. As the train pulled to a stop, they grabbed their bags and got ready to leave. Ethan reached for the door, but before he could touch it, it slid open on its own. No one was on the other side. No breeze, no conductor, just the dark, empty platform. They paused, then laughed it off, assuming maybe the automatic system still worked somehow. They stepped off the train. It was freezing out. Snow had started falling, and the wind was picking up. Ethan called his cousin Tyler, who was supposed to pick them up and drive them to the village. Tyler sounded rushed, said there'd been a death in the family, and he'd be delayed. He told them to wait near the crossroads outside the station, said he'd be there in about an hour and a half. Ethan thought about it. No point standing out in the snow, he told Lauren. We'll wait on the bench inside. It's dry at least. They sat down, shivering quietly. After a few minutes, Ethan said he needed to find a restroom. He left Lauren alone on the bench and walked into the shadows near the far end of the station. And that's when it began. Lauren started hearing sounds. At first, it was just the faint sound of a train horn in the distance. But there were no trains scheduled that late. And the horn didn't fade in or out. It just echoed, steady, from the woods beyond the tracks. Then, crying. It sounded like a woman, weeping, soft at first, then louder. Lauren stood up, heart racing. She looked around but saw no one. And then, across the tracks, she saw her. A young woman, maybe 20, kneeling on the gravel between the rails, her face buried in her hands, her hair soaked in snow. Lauren froze. The woman looked up. Her eyes were wide and empty, her skin pale, her dress torn, and she began to stand, slowly, deliberately. She stepped onto the platform. Lauren backed away, but the woman kept coming, step by step. Lauren screamed, loud enough for Ethan to hear. He came running from around the corner. She ran into his arms, shaking uncontrollably. He tried to calm her down. "You probably just imagined it," he said. "It's cold, it's dark, you're tired." But Lauren couldn't stop crying. Still, they had nowhere to go, so they sat back down. Only now, the air felt different, thicker. That's when Ethan smelled something. Cigarette smoke. He stood up, looked around. There was no one on the platform but them. Then, just past the pillar across from their bench, he saw it. A boot. Just one. Sticking out from behind the post. He called out. No answer. So he walked over, slowly. And when he stepped around the pillar, No one was there. But the boot was real, still warm, and not attached to anything. Ethan backed away and didn't tell Lauren what he saw. He just sat beside her, waiting, hoping Tyler would show up soon. Then, footsteps. They looked up. Someone was approaching from the shadows. It was Tyler, or at least, it looked like him. Same jacket, same beard, same slow walk. But his expression, it was blank. He didn't say anything, just waved them toward the car. They followed. He opened the back door. They got in. He started driving. Ethan tried to make small talk. Nothing, no response. The roads got narrower, then turned to dirt. Finally, he asked, "Where are we going?" "This isn't the road to the village." Tyler just nodded slowly. A few minutes later, he stopped the car outside an old, broken-down barn. Then he said, "Wait here. I'll be back soon." And he walked away into the snow. Something wasn't right. Ethan stepped away to get a better signal and called Tyler. The real Tyler answered. "Hey man, where are you guys?" he asked. Ethan's heart dropped. "We're not at the station anymore. You picked us up." But Tyler said, "No, I didn't. I just pulled up. I don't see you." Ethan turned to tell Lauren, but she was gone. He ran toward the barn, from inside, screaming. He kicked open the door and ran in. There, floating in the air, was Lauren, her body stiff, her eyes wide, and standing below her, a man in a long coat, face hidden. Ethan grabbed a piece of metal from the ground and lunged. He swung, hit the man, gone, vanished into dust. Lauren collapsed. Ethan carried her outside, sprinting down the road through the snow. And then, headlights. Tyler, the real one. They jumped in and sped off. Behind them, in the falling snow, a figure stood alone in the road, just watching. Do you have a strange or scary story of your own? Email it to me. My email's in the description. Let me know if it's real or fiction, and be sure to include permission to use it. Like, share, and subscribe for more real horror stories. And as always, stay safe out there.